a kind of guy who's like, yeah, win or loss, I'm going to show up the next day on the Up and Adam show and tell you what happened and how it went. And I'm going to start with Justin Reid, a two-time Super Bowl champion. Big congrats in order, because Friday we made it official. You, Metairie, Saints. How are you feeling?
I feel pretty good. I'm really excited about how the situation unfolded. Free agency is always so crazy because you never know where things are going to end up, but it ended up working out in a really great way.
Loved seeing you signing. You got a new baby. That must feel absolutely amazing. There for all of the family parts of this journey that you're on. Do you know that the Saints are like my OG fave team? Do you understand how happy I am?
No, I didn't know that. Yeah, what's the story behind it?
I think when they, back when Sean Payton was there, they had this defense. I forget what year, 2017, I think, and they were crushing and nobody wanted to talk about them. And I love them.
Yeah.
And they were celebrating on defense in the end zone. And I was like, what the F is this? I love this. And then
Yeah.
I just sort of fell in love with the city and the vibes. I mean, you've got some real tone setters on that defense, right? You've got your Cams, you've got your pedigree and Tyron Mathieu, who I know that you know. You, my friend, are a tone setter. When I look at you and think of you, that's what you are. Who are you most excited to play with that's sort of on your level in that area?
Yeah, I pride myself on that. I say it all the time. Like if when I want the game to start on Monday when the opposing guys turn on the tape. I want them to see how vicious me and my teammates all will be and not allow them to get over anything easy. So excited about playing with T5 again, our second stint around playing together. So we already have some chemistry built. Mario Davis, I mean, this guy has been certified for a long time, as well as the whole defensive front. We got dogs up front, man, that chase the passer. And it's a good situation to be in. Playing for the city, there's no feeling like it. I mean, I grew up playing and watching the Saints, so I'm excited to finally be able to strap on the pads, that gold and black, and go out and do something.
Justin, you just nailed it. You get to come home. Like, I saw that you said that you've gotten over 1,500 text messages sort of dapping you up and congratulating
Yeah.
you. Is there one text that stuck out the most?
You know what? It's probably the text from my parents and siblings chat. Because I was keeping them abreast of what was going on as free agency was happening. It's like, okay, this team's in the mix, having conversations with this team, was talking about seven or eight of them. And then late in the conversation, the Saints come in. So I let them know, hey, the Saints have entered the conversation. And then that whole chat just started blowing up. Do it, Saints, Saints. And then, yeah, so feeling the love of that and get to be close to some family, you can't beat that.
You are a product, Justin, of Dutchtown High School, and about an hour, as I understand it, outside of New Orleans. So go Griffins, first of all. We have some footage that we dug up. The
Yeah,
last time you
the throwback
played
tape.
home games in Louisiana, talk to me about this version of Justin. Is this what the Saints are going to get? Tell me about what you would say to this kid.
Yeah, this kid, I mean, this guy was just attacking everything. One of my favorite plays from high school. I used to destroy slants, man. Every slant that I seen in high school, I used to kill him. Have kids getting up slowly. But that same ferociousness, that same physicality, bringing all that and just a whole lot more ball knowledge and smarts to the game.
You used to kill slants. I just love hearing you talk about all of that. You seem super happy. I can tell you're settled. It's always like a kind of a crap process. Do you enjoy like what is it like going through that? And then you having to put out lists of teams and like you're sort of treated. I imagine it reminds you of maybe like combine and just entering the NFL in a weird way of just being
Yeah,
picked apart in the business side. Like, what is that like? I would die.
yeah. It's pretty much similar to that. Like combine. I mean, it's you don't know what's going to happen next. Things happen so quickly that you have to be prepared for anything. Like I said, had conversations with four or five teams. I had no conversations with the Saints. It seems like the team that I never have a conversation with is a team that I always sign with. Back when I got drafted, didn't interview with the Texans, signed with the Texans. Chiefs came in late, my first time in free agency, and the Saints came in late with this one. And then yeah, it's fun because it's exciting, but it's also can get pretty nerve-wracking too when you're just sitting there and you don't know what's going to happen next, where you're going
Yeah.
to go. But once the ink dries and you have a sense of direction at least on what's going to happen next, that's when you can really start feeling like, okay, I can get back to work. I have some goals. I know what the situation is, and we can start getting the business.
Well, congratulations to you on an incredible deal back home, loving all of it. I was watching your press conference this morning and you said Saints, even though you didn't meet with them, the Titans and the Eagles, like those were teams that you liked, that you were talking to, whatever. Justin, when I saw this CJ trade, I thought it was a wrap. I'm like,
Yeah,
there's Justin Reid. He's heading to Philly. You
yeah,
were trending on Twitter. I
yeah.
literally was like, I was golfing or something. I was like, no, it's all done. How close were you to that, which would have been
Pretty close
crazy?
actually. Pretty
Really?
close, just because me and the defensive back coach there have a really good relationship. The defensive system was the same defensive system that I ran at Stanford, so that whole big Fangio system, I know it pretty well, and the conversations were pretty intense. The only drawback was they were just so limited in cap space that we couldn't make a deal that made sense. But the situation, the conversation was happening.
You could have gone there and switched sides and tried to repeat a Super Bowl berth with them. That would have been crazy. Chiefs fans would have lost their mind.
Yeah, well, I still believe we can still get that done in New Orleans. I
Ooh.
mean, it never matters what situation you jump into. We have so much firepower, so many weapons in Louisiana, and it
Yeah.
feels like we're building like the all-star team. You know, you build an all-star team, you get to pick your legs, you at recess, you pick your guys. We're just
Yeah.
picking Louisiana's best and bringing them all home, and we're gonna go and see what we can do.
You faced Kellen Moore's offenses a bunch over the past years. Super Bowl twice when he was with the Chargers back in 2023. We did our homework this morning, Justin. How did all of the film study that you have done and the homework you've done weigh into your decision?
Yeah. Well, familiar with them. From he's familiar with me. I think that
Mm.
they have a good plan in place. I had a call with Coach Staley talking about how they envision using me in the system, and it's exciting because it's dynamic. We're going to create a ton of pressure, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So exciting opportunity. Flew down, got the sign, got to meet with all the coaches. Um, Vibes are really high, and just yeah, it's a hell of an opportunity.
Cam Jordan's got to be so excited that you're like, I want to win a Super Bowl and bring it here. You've got some guys. I mean, and it is there's a pressure in New Orleans to get it done and to get it done for the Demario Davises, for yourself, of course. You've won two pressures off a little bit there, but it's a team that has these potential future Hall of Famers. Like it's a team
Yeah,
that I would love to see them get that ring. You're going to help them and you're going to bring the tone setting. You're going to bring the physicality that you're known for. What
yeah.
about the kicking? What about the kicking game, Justin? Talk
Hey,
talk
listen,
turkey to me.
we
Come
are
on.
going to be so team first. I'm hoping that we just bring the final pieces in, the final stones, and Thanos is, love to get this thing rolling. But we're going to be so team first, and I hope to bring that spirit that
What does
whatever the
that mean?
team
Because
needs,
Taysom's out
whatever
there
the
doing
team needs.
whatever he
Hey,
wants.
yeah, we need Kalen to go play running back. He's going to go play running back at 300 pounds. You need me to kick off. I'm going to go kick off. Whatever the team asks us to do to put us in the best situation to do, we need guys to buy into that process and make it happen. So, hope to
Yeah.
bring a flavor of that and hope to bring a ton of wins to the city and go out and do things that we can be proud of.
Did what do you call Tyron Mathieu? What's your nickname for him?
Oh, T5.
T5?
Yeah.
What role did he have in you going to the Saints? Any was he texting? I can't decide if I think he was quiet and let it happen or if he was recruiting you actively.
Yeah, well, a little bit of both. Me and Tyler already had. I mean, our families are so close. My father and his uncle, they go down to New Orleans every year to go do some of the festivities and festivals
Mm.
that's down there. So we've always stayed in contact, and he's been one hell of a leader. To this day, he gives the best pregame speeches and hype speeches that I've ever heard in my life. So knowing that I had a partner that I can trust and already had chemistry, they play a role in it.
When you put out those three names, I mean, you sort of you came in, Matthew from back then. You sort of took his gig. You guys have stayed close. I love hearing that. I love feeling like you already have built-in family, getting settled into a different place. That's home for you, which is great. Chiefs fans wanted you back, my friend. Like
Yeah.
really, like I think Chiefs fans were, and I think fans don't understand the business side of it maybe as much. Not that they don't understand, but emotions get in the way, as I'm sure they do as a player too when you're going through this process. But there were a lot of fans, and some of them are my family, that are like, why didn't the Chiefs make that final three? Those teams that we're talking about, the Philly, the Saints,
Well,
the
this
Titans.
is Yeah. Well, this is, and they were in a conversation too. I was also texting Coach Spags and OBC
Okay.
Coach Merritt the whole time along the process to see if something could be worked out. But the only constant thing in this business is change. That's the only thing that's ever the same year to year is that things always change. And I don't think that it was from a lack of want to on either side, but rather just a product of the situation and what
Yeah.
salary cap space was available and what moves was the emphasis of the offseason to go out and make.
When did you know that it wasn't an option to go back with the Chiefs? Like after Super Bowl, before Super Bowl?
No, probably early that second day of free agency. I was actually trying to wait.
Oh.
Yeah, I was trying to wait to buy time to see if we can get something worked out. And then, cards unfolded and it just didn't work out, and then you have to end up making the next best decision for yourself. And that's why I ended up choosing the Saints.
How do you feel about that? What would you like to tell Chiefs fans right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's always all love. There's no animosity, there's no hate. I've never had a bad relationship with any of the teams that I played for. I still love the Texans, I still love the Chiefs, I still love the cities in both of those places because, it's not something to be personal about. Like the NFL is a business at the end of the day, and if you approach it as such, then you don't get your feelings hurt. So, to all the Chiefs fans out there, I still love you. Still so proud of the things I was able to do with you the last 3 years. I mean, it's one hell of a journey, it's an incredible run, and I'll still be cheering you guys on from afar. Unless we're
Since
playing on this,
2023, you have racked up
yeah,
the most
playing on the same
tackles.
field.
Yeah, the most TFLs, most tackles since 2023, most PBUs that you've had over a 2-year stretch. I can't wait for you to bring that, of course, to New Orleans. Can we talk a little bit about the Super Bowl?
Sure, yeah, that's also
I
part of
think
it.
it's 36. What do you mean?
Talking about both the highs and lows of what happens in games. So
36 days ago. To me, it feels like it was 6 months ago. What does it feel like to you? And what is your sort of relationship with how you've processed that from then into from
yeah,
now
it's
until
it. Yeah, I'm with you. It feels like it was such a long time ago. I mean, it feels like, I mean, I can't believe it's only been a little over a month. It feels way longer than that. But I'm very consistent about the process that I go through. And I have a 48-hour rule, regardless of win, loss, draw. And, you got 48 hours to be in your feelings about it. You got 48 hours to celebrate, whatever it is. And then, you just put your head back down and you get back to work and start working on, continuing to maintain the level of play that you're at. So, for me, everything is always about the process. I believe if you work your process and you believe in your process, you stay consistent with your process,
Mhm.
then whatever the results are, you can always be proud of the work that you put out on the field. And despite the result, I wish we could have, made history, got 3 in a row. But still, to even get to that opportunity, still get to that stage and have that opportunity to do that is something to be extremely proud of. And I'm proud of what the whole team did to get there, and I'm proud of what I did to help the team get there. And then you take a moment to digest that, and then you start just planning for what's next.
All the greats have that 48-hour, 24-hour night after rule where you have to sort of compartmentalize and put it behind you. But also, those losses, and Tom Brady has said it. I've had Kevin Durant on the show say it, like losses shape you, they change you.
Yeah.
How did this loss change or affect you?
Yeah. Well, it's harder to learn something from wins. I mean, you always try and watch the tape, but it truly is life's greatest teacher. Sometimes it's failure because you're able to think critically about what you could have done better to have a different result in the end. So yeah, that's just what it is. You just got to keep on building, and you think about the process leading up to the game. You think about how we could start faster and just have an emphasis
Mm.
on starting faster in the games and not put yourself in a situation where you have to dig yourself out of such a deep hole.
Is that the thing? Like when you look back at it now, 36 days later, are you just, if you were to narrow it down, all the things that, not that you would change or that you, what did it come down to? Is it accurate that starting fast would have been the thing?
Yeah, I think that would have made a tremendous impact. They jumped on us. They just jumped out so quickly. And then once the bleeding stopped, it was hard to stop it and turn momentum. Wanted to come out and have an explosive play in the second half. And, credit to them. They played one hell of a football game. And they were, I mean, frankly, dominant in the game from the first 3 quarters. So, yeah, it stung. But, in some ways, You respect an opponent that comes out and plays that hard.
I love that. I like your mentality, Justin, and I like you're fiery when you're out there. You do things all the right ways, in my opinion, as far as hand and compartmentalizing and then being thoughtful about it. And what I also love is that you are so freaking involved in the community. You are hosting your second annual celebrity golf tournament, June 23rd. It is at Blue Hills Country Club. It's in Kansas City, the place where you won 2 Super Bowls, the place where you lost one, the place that you have all the love. What do we need to know?
Yeah, June 23rd, second annual event. I mean, the first event was such a knockout of the park. Had a bunch of celebrity guests pull up to it, guys in WWE, the NFL, the UFC. I mean, we have a whole bunch of cats, actors, friends of mine that have all come in and supported, and you get to pair everyone up in a group with one of these characters, and it was just such a blast. It's a tremendous success, and looking forward to doing it again. And also in next year's iteration, bringing this tournament also to New Orleans.
The J. Reid Indeed Foundation. They equip and fund youth and community initiatives for those underfunded and unrepresented neighborhoods that really need the resources. So go to jreidindeed, very cute.com to donate. You can become a sponsor. You can sponsor a hole. Maybe Giovanna can talk to me. Maybe Up and Adams can sponsor a hole.
Yeah, we need to get you down there. You need to be one of the guests to come out and play. You'll be one of our all-stars.
Justin, say less. I'll be there. We're going to take a TV break. We are going to be live on YouTube. I just want to talk to you a little bit through that, but we'll be right back on Up and Adams with Dan Orlovsky of ESPN. We will have Taj Brooks on the program as well. We'll be back. Justin, when I see Ja'Marr Chase get this deal, I think of you. I think of you.
Are you seeing Ja'Marr Chase? Oh, yeah. Well,
would you like to say congratulations?
I think they're doing. I mean, he earned it. The guy is dominant. I think they're going to have to get creative how they're going to solve their defensive problem that they had last year. Spending, I don't even know, is it 170 million on or 120 million? I think on their top 3 players.
They're trying to make it work with Trey Hendrickson, but I just want you to know that I'm very happy for you about the Saints, but you don't get to, there's no way that you face them this year. You could face the Bengals in 2026. I'm that sick that I went and I looked that up. But I'm going to get robbed. I'm going to get robbed of the tuna cans. I'm like, you and Ja'Marr don't get to face each other this year.
That's okay. We'll just save it up for next year. And you put things in a pressure pot, and sometimes you just let it simmer and cook a little while, and what you get on the other side is a little bit better.
Did you say you looked it up? You did.
Well, yeah, actually I was saying that for the Chiefs, but same deal. Same deal. The rotation of how the games work out. I think there's an opportunity to play on both of these teams next year, depending on how seeding
2026. Yeah. Is there a receiver that you can get me excited about in this division that you love and hate facing? Who's the new Ja'Marr?
There's only one Ja'Marr. But
no, don't make Justin Jefferson jealous here. I feel like you're giving a lot of credit to Ja'Marr.
No. I was saying about the fieriness of how much I want to crush him.
Mike Evans, right? Give me some, maybe that. Maybe it's Mike Evans.
Yeah, Mike Evans, but I would say Mike Evans, but I don't know. When I play so many other receivers around the league, it's I don't know. It's not as personal. It's also not personal with Ja'Marr, but sometimes it feels good. It always feels good.
If you saw the other Ja'Marr, guys, in LA,
you hit him and then you just kind of move on.
If you saw Ja'Marr in LA on the street, you're walking down Melrose, is it love, or do you ignore each other? What happens?
No, I'd be curious.
Great.
I wouldn't I would say hello, but I wouldn't overdo the conversation.
Yeah. Okay. Celebrity golf tournament. Congratulations on the contract, on everything. I will talk to your amazing representation about getting there, or at least sponsoring a hole. How about that? Just know that I don't have
we'll take it
3 years at, a bajillion dollars like you. So don't, you're the best, J. Reid.